celebrating Ghana's business leaders.
At 10, we swept you off your feet with the Lion King production. Now we're 15, bigger, better, and ready to put up something even more spectacular. It's the Tema International School 15th anniversary play, a stage adaptation of Disney's Beauty and the Beast. Come, let us treat you to a magical musical experience as we bring the Disney's animation to life on stage. Venue, National Theatre, Accra. Date, Friday 23rd November 2018. Play starts at exactly 7 p.m. Rate, 70 Ghana cedis. Tickets available at TIS Campus, CTFL, Starbites Community 8, Accra Mall, Whiteley's Body Basics and Ender, Airport Shell, Batona Total, Spintex Road, and Community 11 Shell Shop. All proceeds go to Student Community Service Projects. For ticket reservation, please call 0244 611 572 or WhatsApp on 0503 849799. It's Tema International School with Beauty and the Beast. 23rd November 2018, National Theatre. Be our guest.
Make I tell you some story. I met this pretty girl known I'm daddy. My girl, you set me on. I just admire your face, so she said make her play reggae calypso, so she can wind her waist and her hips, so the way she did do me, it be like say I did watch some movie. As we enter the room, boy, you go hear me. Sooner better, sooner better, sooner better, sooner better. The way they make my neck you right, make you come for some surprise. I call you, me no go ni mai. Hey, feed me like our day. It can't go best, yeah, ain't gonna put them on me. Near me, our day. Near J. Mokoroni. I really give you something.
Spintex boy.
For your love, I could sing till I die. For your love, I could jump to the sky. Diamond rings if I go by. Now the smile make us smile. Make us chop off my head for you, baby girl. Before you know, so my love will be real. Omega, rub the back just to prove I'm dedicated to you, girl. For your love I go do. So just tell me your problem. No situation be permanent. Stick with me better, this go come, girl. I go help you the confidence. You go make fresh the peppermint. So please stay by my side, cause you make my heart beat, beat. Wonder who wants to know, say, they won't go to me, sweetie. Girl, you make my heart beat, beat. Where would I be without you? This the love my mama used to warn me about. Then I'm in trouble, I'm in real big trouble. Cause I go give you my heart till I go die. Girl, I'll do it for you, I'll do anything for you. So tell me your problem, no situation be permanent. Stick with me better, this go come, girl. I go help you the confidence. You go make fresh than peppermint. So please stay by my side, cause you make my heart beat, 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 beat. Wonder who wants to know, say, won't go to me, sweetie. Girl, you make my heart beat, 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 beat. Where would I be without you? For your love, I go sing till I die. For your love, I go jump to the sky. Diamond rings and I go by. Not small like a sun. For your love, I go sing till I die. For your love, I go jump to the sky. Diamond rings and I go by. Not small like a sun. So tell me your problem. No situation be permanent. Stick with me, better this go come, girl. I go help build your confidence. You go make fresh the peppermint. So please stay by my side, cause you make my heart beat, 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 beat. Wonder who wants to know, say, won't go to me, sweetie. Girl, you make my heart beat, 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 beat. Where would I be without you? You make my heart beat, 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 beat. Wonder who wants to know, say, won't go to me, sweetie. Girl, you make my heart beat, 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 beat. Where would I be without you? Beat, beat, beat. Won't go to me, sweetie. Beat, beat, beat.
First your glory as we come before your presence. Hello everybody, this is Enyonyam. Keep watching CCTV Breakfast Daily.
What's up? My name is DKB. As you know, Ghana is a third world country. We are a poor country trying to get to middle income status. So, of course, food security is low and nutritional deficiency is high. But if you want your breakfast on a daily, keep watching Breakfast Daily. They'll give you a breakfast every day. As I talk right now, I've had my Unapo.
Okay, welcome back to... Okay, thank you very much. Welcome back to City TV. This is Breakfast Daily, and it's been an exciting program so far. Interesting discussion during the news review there. And that performance you just saw was by a young man called Styling. Yeah, we'll be talking to Styling in the course of the program. But right now, we are joined by Philip Ashong. Philip Ashong is the host of City Trends right here on, is actually on our radio side of things, City 97.3, and he's also head of production at City TV. Good morning, welcome to Breakfast.
Good morning, Spikey.
So Philip is also our tech guy. Let me give introduction of the chairman, like one of those things. So Philip is also our tech geek. You know, he went to Achimota Secondary School. He was going to Presec a lot to learn a lot about science because, you know, they may have deficiencies there themselves. So so his tech side is coming from, you know, interaction with a few Presecans and like, good morning, Phil. How are you?
Good morning, Spikey. I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah, it's good to have you.
It's been a good week. It's been a good week.
Well, why specifically for you?
Well, I mean, because City Trends is celebrating technology entrepreneurs to the month of November, and we've had some pretty incredible technology entrepreneurs pass through the show these last 2 weeks. We've had, you know, everybody from people who build health applications to retail applications to, you know, a lot of fintech, you know, applications as well. And it's been a very exciting session that I had with them. We continue, of course, next week as well. But it's been a great mix. I've loved the interaction. I've loved the ideas, and we've been talking about what they are planning to do in the future. So it's pretty exciting, and that's one of the things that really excite me.
Okay. Now, moving on towards Christmas, we want everyone to stay safe. So not just fiscal security, How about internet security? How safe are you on the internet? It's an internet age or it's an online age. I'm sure we're going to move on to something else very soon beyond the internet. But
Augmented
right now,
reality.
You
know,
what reality?
Augmented reality. It's one of the things we'll talk about on the show some other time. But today I'm guessing we're talking about staying safe online.
Yes. So tell us, what are some of the dangers online in the first place?
I mean, the dangers are innumerable. Like, there's so many dangers when you're online. Everything from your account being hacked into, to someone impersonating you, to your funds being transferred without your knowledge, to it's
simply
so
by
many,
being online.
It's just simply by being online or being unsafe online. There are certain things you're supposed to do to ensure your safety online. It's like when you're at home and you have a house. You buy the whole burglar proof, you have, the door, you have proper keys, people buy metal doors and all these other security installations, these cameras and things like that. It's just to keep yourself safe in your home. Or probably when you buy a car, you're looking out for, does it have a seat belt? Does it have airbags? Does it have all these other security options? And it's the same thing when you're online, because you have a personality online. It's almost like you're a human being online. And once you create an account, whether on a social network or via email or whichever, you basically create a persona, and that persona needs to be protected from one thing or the other. Now, like you said, everything is online. You are making transactions, you are buying things online. Some people like me, I'll just download a mobile application and use it to pay my DSTV, pay whatever. But it's because I have a personality online. But I need to protect myself in all these interactions that I have online. And it's very, very important that we, as much as we take care of our physical selves, we must also take care of our virtual selves.
So simply by going online, you're exposed to certain threats?
You are exposed to quite a number of threats, for want of a better description. And today I just want to highlight on some of the things that we can do to keep ourselves safe online.
Please
and
do.
Like you said, it's a Christmas season. A lot of things will be thrown at you. You see a lot of offers. A lot of people are starting Black Friday, discounts and everything today. So it's important that you keep yourself safe. And I'll just be running.
I'm glad Black Friday is becoming a thing in Ghana as well. But
we need a discount.
We need a discount. But one thing I noticed even from some of the websites is that prior to this particular, in fact, last month before the whole Black Friday season started. Whenever I'm saying Black Friday, I'm being careful. Black Friday, Black Fly. Anyway, so from last month, you see, for instance, a phone selling at, let's say, 500 cedis. Then when it's Black Friday, I noticed the same phone, they would have written 1,500 cedis discounted to 500 cedis. So it's the same amount that you're selling it for.
Well,
so
I mean, that is their marketing they need to sort out.
Now let's focus on
safe online.
Yeah,
the first thing I'd like to say is, especially with your passwords, because basically your passwords grant you access to the profiles that you've created online.
And most of us have the same password for many
which is,
things.
For me, a very big problem. But, because once someone has access to that one password, they basically have access to your online persona. It's almost like once you have one key to open your door, your car door, your house door, your bank account, you can't have one key that opens everything. In the physical world. So why do you want to do that in the virtual world? And so
it's very, very important. Keys, to be fair. Keys, you can keep them all in a bunch.
Like 6 keys.
But that's for passwords. Me, if I change them, I forget.
Exactly. And I'll come to something that can help you to solve that. But what's important is that you need to ensure that your passwords are alphanumeric. It must be a combination of letters and numbers and symbols as well. It's very, very important that you mix it up like that, because it's very difficult for people to crack those ones when you have a good mix of the numbers and the letters and then the symbols as well. So, for example, if you have an account and you want to set a password, you can write ABCD 123 asterisk hash comma whichever. That guarantees you more safety, because there are people on the internet who use various devices and various software to be able to crack people's passwords. And the more complicated the password is, the more difficult it is for them to hack into your account. So one of the biggest things is to find a way to generate more complex passwords. Now, like you said, a lot of people will forget the complex passwords that they put together.
Wait,
so
I want to touch on these softwares that you mentioned to hack people's passwords.
Right.
Is it that when you find a more complicated one, it's more difficult for the software to, produce?
You see, because the software
your password
is typically running on knowledge of other people's passwords. So it's sort of learning about how people set up their passwords. Now, the more complicated your password is, the more difficult it is, because it has to combine so many different things to try and figure out.
But then, if, for instance, maybe you use your name or your birthday, these softwares out there by these, miscreants would give maybe options.
Yeah, because, I mean, in order for you to build something that can predict something, you must give it information that will serve as a basis for it to predict what you want to predict. And so, typically, what has happened in the past, people write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or people use their birth dates or their names. And so it has all of that information, and based on that information, it tries to think through what your password, for example, will be. But then if it can't do that, then it has to try a number of other combinations. And that's why sometimes it's important for you to use these other options. So one thing that you can use if you tend to forget your password is what we call a password manager.
Password manager.
Yes. And for those who
that's
use,
an app or
I mean, some of them are apps, some of them, are things that you can, software that you can purchase. Some of them come, like, for example, if you're an Apple user, you have the keychain. If you're a Samsung user, you have the Samsung Pass. There are a number of others. There's LastPass, there's Agile Bits, there's RoboForm.
Which is good. The Samsung Pass is a good thing.
Ones. Yes, these are verified.
I just thought it was long. The form, filling the form was just long, so I just gave up.
Once you log in, Samsung Pass, for example, is just a password manager. So if you log using your device, a Samsung device, your password is automatically stored there. So it makes it easier. If you go to the website again, you don't need to, type in your password. If you use Keychain, for example, so far as you're using any Apple device, once you go to the website again, it recognizes it, and then it tells you, you've created a password for this website, and then it just brings it out for you. Okay. So you don't have to.
Sorry, but the problem with that then would be that if you have, let's say, 5 different passwords for, let's say, Yahoo, you have a password for Yahoo, your Gmail, different password, your various accounts on many other websites, you have a different password. Then what is going to happen is that if you do get a Samsung Pass, which maybe will be one password, that would allow you access to all these various passwords.
So
you tend to forget all the
Samsung
5 passwords.
Pass is a password manager as well. It's just like all the others that I mentioned. So if you create a password for Yahoo, Samsung Pass, Agile, Bits, RoboForm, Keychain, it stores it as, okay, Yahoo, this is your password. Gmail, this is your password.
But
whatever, this is your password. So they are stored as different things. They don't get jumbled up or mixed up.
Yeah, the point I'm making is that when you're keying in a password, you only put in your Samsung password, I believe.
No, you don't. So every website that you go to has a different password. Or every account that you've created has a different password.
Okay.
The password manager just basically manages the different accounts.
Fantastic.
So they don't get mixed up.
Fantastic.
It's safer.
Okay.
There's also something called multi-factor authentication. So you know how sometimes you're logging into some place and then it will send you a message. You should enter a one-time PIN or something like that. Now these are all forms of giving you multiple layers of security. So what will typically happen is that you are logging into your account, your Yahoo account, you have a 2-factor authentication or whichever it is. Then you get a text message that once you've entered your password, add this other set of numbers before you can get access. And most of these websites, most websites now have multi-factor authentication. So it's important for you to look out for multi-factor authentication with whichever social media platform or whichever accounts that you want to create, because it adds that added layer of security for you as well.
Okay.
Now moving on. Now after this password has been set up and you feel okay, getting access to the internet is the next step. Of course, you need to be connected to the internet. Now, in order to be connected to the internet, you need to go through a network, basically. And sometimes the networks can be compromised. How you are connected to the internet can be compromised. And one of the things that I would urge our viewers to look into is the use of a virtual private network. That's a VPN. Now, basically, I would also urge that you look into getting a password-protected router. Now, basically, the router just allows multiple devices sort of to be connected to one sort of space to connect to the internet. Now, the reason why a VPN is important is that it just basically gives you that added security as well before you can connect. Some people use various ways to get into your computer or get access to your account. And a virtual private network basically allows you that added layer of security as well. So that's the second thing, especially when you're thinking about the network side of things. It's important. But aside that, also try and invest in a password protected router. Don't just buy any router.
So both VPN and a password protected router.
Password protected router. The third thing I would like to talk about is the use of a firewall. And I'm sure you've heard about it. Now, basically, it's like an electronic barrier, that sort of blocks illegal, access to your network or to your computer. Now, the reason why you need a firewall is that sometimes you're really not sure who is trying to get access to, sometimes you get these emails, these spam emails.
Yeah.
Someone sends you an email, you click on it, and then there's like some other page that's open and one other page is loading. You don't know how someone is trying to get access to, your computer or to your account or whichever. And so that's why it's important to have a firewall, because it does a lot of defending, on the blind side or on your blind side, and lots of these things you don't get to see.
But putting up a firewall also prevents you from accessing certain websites as well.
Yes, I mean, you have to enter the protocols. You have to enter which websites, for example, you
get permissions to
and things like that. So it's important that you set the parameters for yourself and for other people who use, your computer or use your network. So it's important that you have your firewall in place. The next one is clicking smart. That's what I call it. Now, you get all these emails, offers, like you said, Christmas, and we have this Black Friday thing, or we have this thing, and people easily just click on it, relationship and things like that, and people get really, really excited. What people don't know is that a lot of these are scams, and once you click on it, some of these hackers have access to your network based on some of the information that you put in, or if you don't have, for example, an antivirus, or you don't have, a firewall in place, they can get access using some of these scam protocols or these scam options. So it's very, very important that you stay away. If the email or if the thing you're trying to open is something you're not used to, the information there looks a little too good to be true.
Yeah.
There are spelling mistakes where there are not supposed to be any spelling mistakes. It's something that you have to run away from.
Don't
very
click.
quickly. Do not click it. If it's something you don't trust. So, for example, someone sent you an email and you realize, the way the person is writing is not typically how the person writes to you. Or maybe there are some weird spelling mistakes with an offer. Simply, call up the company. Have you sent me something? Call up your friend. Did you send this email? Verify with that individual before you go ahead to access it.
Wow.
And it might be a little overbearing, or it might seem overbearing, but it's way more important than having your account hacked and people getting access to very sensitive information.
Is that the final one?
No, I mean, that's not the final one. So also be very, very selective about the sort of information that you provide online.
Wow.
Especially when it has to do with your identity. You're signing up for some account someplace, and they're asking for your name, your age, whatever. Be very, very selective about which, accounts you give access to your personal information. Because based on some of the personal information that you put in, some of these hackers are able to sort of use those metrics to figure out what your password could be. Because a lot of people do put in passwords to make it easier for them to remember, put in a bit of, personal information.
Yeah.
And so it's very, very important that you're very, very selective about the sort of information that you put there.
Okay, we'll have to wrap up soon. So.
Yeah. So one more thing. A lot of people have mobile devices, and it's only natural that you do. But what is also happening is that the mobile devices are also a way for people to get into your account. Exactly. So people just, it's just my phone, I can click on anything and nothing will happen. But then your phone also has a lot of your information and a lot of your data and some of
your pictures.
Some of these people can get access and using your mobile device. One of the final thing is there's something called, like I term it surf safely or browse safely.
Okay.
Now, when you are entering the website in the URL field at the very top, the bar at the top, you typically have either HTTP or HTTPS. Exactly. So that's Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And the S is basically secure. Now, it's basically you trying to send information from your computer to the website that you're trying to access. Now, in order for the communication to be safe, it needs to be secure, basically. So if you don't find HTTPS,
You should be worried.
You should be very, very worried.
Okay.
If you don't have a padlock along with the HTTPS, be very, very worried. Do not approach the website because it is a potential for someone to get access to your personal information.
Okay. Wow. That's Internet Security 101 with our very own Philip Kofi Ashong. Yes, I'm so enlightened right now. There are a lot of things that most of us take for granted. So the HTTPS with the padlock, watch out for that as well. The VPN, the firewalls, amongst others. Get yourself a password protected router. So many things that you need to feel extra safe on the internet, because even if you have all those things, they are trying. So make sure that you get all those things.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Philip.
Well, thank you very much. And next week on the show we'll be looking at wearables. Everybody walks around with these very fancy watches.
You explained the watch issue to me.
Tracking your footsteps and things like that. So that's what we'll be looking at, some of the very best on the market and why it's important for you to have.
Thank you. So we'll be looking at wearables. Next week we'll do wearables. So stay tuned. This is Breakfast Daily. Thank you once again, Philip. Do not go anywhere. Up next, Jufra has a very important discussion on AIDS. Stay tuned.
I'm Jennifer Ajaman, corporate trainer and life coach. Keep watching Breakfast Daily only on City TV.
I know do them anything, yeah. She was saying, if you wish me fire and go to hell. What's up with your Rockstar, Kwame Eugene? Keep watching City TV Breakfast Daily. Don't go anywhere. Rockstar. Yeah.
Now come dance to the beat. Bend down, shoulder, shoulder. What's up, everyone? My name is Miss V. Right now, you are watching Breakfast Daily. Don't go anywhere. Tiptoe swag.
Welcome back. That was such an informative session with Philip Ashong. Now, we're going to talk about World AIDS Day. It's coming up December 1st, and it's really important for us to have a discussion about AIDS because according to reports by the Ghana National AIDS and STI Control Program, national HIV prevalence is about 1.67%. And I'm sure that's a statistic that's, scary, especially since in the 90s we had a lot of HIV/AIDS related awareness program. The number of people living with HIV within Ghana is estimated about over 300,000. I had no idea. Right, so we're going to talk about all of this and the work that SCORA is doing in this field and what exactly they're going to do come World AIDS Day to raise awareness around HIV and AIDS. I've been joined by 3 members of SCORA: Rose J. Bempa, who is the chair of SCORA World AIDS Day Organization Committee; Rama Dankwa Teria, who is part of SCORA. She's the UG University of Ghana president; and Theodore Christian Bladaru, who is the IFMSA liaison officer to student organizations. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Now, Rose, I'll start with you.
Right.
I mentioned some statistics. Did I get it right? Because those numbers are quite high.
Absolutely. And right now in 2017, the National AIDS Control Program has come up with new statistics. So, for example, right now we have 19,000 new infections.
How is that possible?
HIV/AIDS. Yes, and we have, for example, the youth prevalence has increased. So now we have more youth getting infected with HIV/AIDS in 2017. So yes, it has become an issue that we should really talk about.
Okay, now tell us a bit about World AIDS Day, what it's about, why we should all care.
Well, so World AIDS Day is a global universal day that is set by stakeholders. What we're trying to do on World AIDS Day is to celebrate HIV/AIDS, to raise awareness on it, to honor the lives we've lost through HIV/AIDS. So it's not just Ghana. Worldwide, there are celebrations that go on World AIDS Day.
Why is it important to set a day aside and say on this day we're going to raise awareness about AIDS and HIV?
I think that it's important because sometimes people get complacent. Sometimes people forget. And these things bring people all over the world together to meet global goals and to meet global targets. And so whenever we come together to do these things, we are reminding the world of HIV/AIDS and the circumstances surrounding it.
Now, there are a lot of people who might not still understand exactly what HIV is or what AIDS is, or think the people who contract it are, of course, people who are having unprotected sex. So can you tell us a bit about what AIDS is, what HIV is, and demystify some of the, stigma and myths we have around the disease?
So HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus, and progression of HIV into AIDS is what we are discussing right now. HIV/AIDS is not something that condemns you. Maybe
so you're not doomed for life.
No, you're not doomed for life.
At least HIV.
Yes. So now we have this treatment for HIV/AIDS. I should talk about transmission. So we know, I think everybody knows that sexually transmitted diseases, HIV/AIDS is one of them. But there's also things like blood transfusion, there's things like mother-to-child transmission. These are all ways that
What's
HIV
blood transfusion?
So, for example, if you were transfused with blood in the hospital that was infected, it's possible for you to get it. Or, for example, if you're using these people that circumcise people and it's unsterilized, so sharp objects that are being shared.
Or you go to get your nails done
and things like that. So all these can, and for sexually transmitted, oral, anal, vaginal, all can lead to that. People who are at risk, we talk about men who have sex with men, people who have sex, unprotected sex, mother to child, again, as I said. So these are all ways that HIV/AIDS can be transmitted. As I said earlier, there is treatments for HIV/AIDS.
So you're not doomed, like
no,
maybe
you
in
are
the
not
80s
doomed
and
for
the
life.
70s.
So I think that is the reason why we have become complacent. It's because back then in the 80s,
it was deadly.
It was, and people were dying. And I was like, oh, it doesn't kill us. But the thing is that even if it doesn't kill you, it doesn't make your life perfect. It's like if you had hypertension or some other chronic disease, you would have to constantly take drugs. You would constantly have to go to the hospital. You have to think about opportunistic infections, which are the things that come with it. So TB, pneumonia, these are all opportunistic infections that come with HIV.
What are some of the symptoms of HIV and AIDS?
So as we said, it's attacked your immune system. So generally you have all these other opportunistic infections. You can go from weight loss to nausea to fever to just generally non-specific symptoms, all attacking your immune system.
Now I know you mentioned there's is there a cure, or you just manage it, right? Are you able to completely say, I had HIV and I'm HIV free, or do you take these medicines to manage it?
So we do not, it's not necessarily a cure. The therapy makes the drug, makes the virus, the viral load suppressed, and therefore sometimes it's not transmittable, if we should say, but it doesn't mean that you are completely cured.
So you can still have unprotected sex with your partner without them getting HIV if you're taking the right medication.
If you're on your ARTs and you're taking your antiretroviral therapy and you're taking it well, you can achieve viral suppression.
Wow. Yeah. Is it possible to live a normal life with AIDS? Because I think growing up we'll see people, isolated from society because they have AIDS. In our generation, is it possible to have a normal life?
It is absolutely possible to live a normal life. There are so many people. We have HIV/AIDS ambassadors who go about their normal lives. They have families, they have jobs. It is possible, and that's why early detection is important and why people should know their status, which is the theme for World AIDS Day. If you know your status and you know where you are at the moment, you can start your ART and then you can live a very happy and fruitful life.
So what are the benefits of early detection versus late detection? So if, let's say I get it and I'm unbothered and I wait for months until I see all the symptoms before I go get the medicine I need, what will be the cost of that?
Well, early detection saves lives. It is what will make doctors know that, okay, we should put you on treatment, because if you come late, maybe your immune system has been completely destroyed.
So there's no way to revive it once it's
sometimes
destroyed.
Yes, exactly. So it really depends on the stage you come in. So early detection is what will make sure that we live fruitful lives even with HIV/AIDS.
Okay, so now let me come to, before I go to Irama, right now you mentioned 19,000 newly infected people. Why don't we hear a lot about AIDS the way we used to? I mean, I know you're saying that we can manage it now, but if over 19,000 new people are getting it, we should be hearing more about it.
And that's the issue. We have, for example, in the youth now, we have what we call the high-risk sex, which is the youth are now, not using protection for sex. The advent of alcohol and drug abuse is informing people. Is not informed, so making people not make informed decisions. So we have. And
even when you say youth, you're talking below 25.
Yes,
I'm hearing.
Yes, 18 to 24.
Wow.
Yes. So we're having high-risk sex, and that's an issue.
Okay. Irama, let me come to you now. Tell us about SCORA. What is SCORA? How did it start? And why HIV/AIDS?
Okay, so SCORA stands for Standing Committee on Sexual and Reproductive Health, including HIV and AIDS. So we come under FGMSC and IFMSC, where FGMSC stands for the Federation of Ghana Medical Students Association, and then IFMSC stands for International Federation of Medical Students Association. So we are medical students, and FGMSC and IFMSC, they have a lot of health issues that they want to tackle. And so able to do this effectively, they have 6 standing committees that they work through. So SCORA is one of those standing committees. And then, as our name suggests, our field is on sexual and reproductive health. So we deal with issues concerning breast cancer, cervical cancer, menstrual hygiene, HIV and AIDS. So in Ghana, SCORA has been around for some time now, and we've done a lot of activities. We go around creating awareness on reproductive health issues. So we go to public places, we go to schools, we go on radio and on TV. We use a lot of platforms to create awareness.
Are you on social media?
Yes.
What's your social media account?
GH SCORA.
GH SCORA. On Instagram, Facebook,
Twitter, and Twitter.
Okay, awesome. Now, let me come back to you, Rose. Why are we raising awareness to AIDS in Ghana on World AIDS Day, and what day exactly is it, and what's the program lineup that you have?
So for World AIDS Day this year, we decided that we want to bring the HIV/AIDS discussion back to the youth. And because of these alarming rates in the youth. So this year, 1st December, the whole weekend of 1st December, we're having our World AIDS Day celebrations. So 30th November 2018, what we are going to do for 30th November is to do an inter-medical schools, allied health schools quiz competition. What that is that we are bringing University of Ghana Medical School, Accra College of Medicine, Family Health Medical School, and the School of Biological Allied Health Sciences. We're bringing them together to have a quiz competition. Now, it's a purely academic exercise, and we are trying to do that to equip future healthcare professionals on HIV/AIDS. And our quiz mistress will be Dr. Elsie Kaufman, who is the National Science and Maths.
That's amazing.
So there's a hype for it, and it's supposed to be a competition, but it's a purely educative process. So yes, and so yes, we will be doing that on Friday, 30th November at the SBAS Auditorium at Kolebu.
Can we all come, or is it for medical students?
No, absolutely. Okay. Everybody is invited.
Okay.
So we want to see everybody come. Okay. And what we're trying to do is, even though we're trying to educate medical students, we're also trying to educate the general public. Okay. Exactly. So on 1st December, which is the Saturday, that's the fun part.
Okay.
So we're having mass public education and free HIV/AIDS testing and some other health screening.
Where's that happening?
In front of Osu Oxford Mall.
Okay.
Yes, at 9 a.m. We also have a surprise routine, but since it's a surprise, I will talk about it more. Okay. But this is very youth specific, so we're really admonishing everybody to come on Saturday.
The 1st.
Yes, 1st December. You come, you get tested. There will be a lot of celebrities there on that day who want to engage and are ready to raise awareness. So, yeah.
Awesome. I can't wait. Now, Theodore, let me come to you.
Yes.
Tell us about IFMSC. and what they do, everything about it.
Of course, to summarize what I'm going to say in 4 words, I think it's think globally, act locally, and this is exactly what's happening with medical students worldwide. If Rose said that the World AIDS Day is a global problem and it's celebrated by UNAIDS, it's also celebrated by medical students, and we try to have a word and to have action into that, because even though we are not yet healthcare professionals and we are still students, we want to mark our words and to do something about it, because in the future, if we don't do something now, we will be those that will treat the patients with HIV. So what is IFMSA? It's the International Federation of Medical Students Associations. It's the global umbrella of all the national medical students associations in the world.
Wow.
It covers 125 countries.
Wow.
And it's recognized by the UN and by the World Health Organization as a consultative member, and is recognized officially as the global representative of medical students. So it's a pretty huge structure, but what's the most interesting part about it? Even though it's structured in departments like public health, sexual and reproductive health and AIDS, it goes to the local level, which is exactly what's happening here in Ghana. We think globally. They know the global priorities. They know the global agenda, because by 2020, the incidence of HIV should decrease by 90%. That's we are still very far from that.
Massive goal.
Exactly. It's massive, and we are still very far from that. And without global action, that will not be impossible. So through IFMSA, we try to raise awareness and educate the students to go back home and do action as is happening here. And I'm congratulating my colleagues.
Thank you very much.
With this action.
Rose, let me come back to you. Why is UNAIDS interested in supporting the youth?
So I would like to use this opportunity to say thank you to UNAIDS for this. UNAIDS has always considered youth engagement very, very crucial. And so when we contacted them about this, they were very excited to be on board. Angela could not join us today, but really what they're trying to do is to use the youth, to target the youth, to use us directly to contact our peers and to ensure that we are reducing the prevalence rate. So we're no longer going to go around the bush. The youth is the future. We have the strength, we have the numbers, and we have the power to do it. And that's why UNAIDS is interested in that. So we'd like to say a big thank you to UNAIDS for that.
Thank you. And finally, last words, tell us again the activities, the social media handle, and whatever else we need to know to ensure that we get there on Friday the 30th and Saturday the 1st of December. Okay, so for Friday the 30th, everybody is invited. Come learn about HIV, AIDS, everything you need to know, the 1990 targets, what globally we're doing, the treatment guidelines that everybody else is using, doctors are using, on Friday at SBAS Auditorium, Korle Bu, and then on Saturday at Oxford Street, Osu Mall. We'd love to see everybody, know your status. If you cannot come to Osu, please get tested. The theme for World AIDS Day is know your status. This is important for everybody to know their status. So, last words, everybody get tested. Everybody get tested. And are you all medical students? Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, because I think it's about time that our medical professionals engaged in preventative measures, right? Because we only see you guys when we're sick. And it's good that we're seeing you before we get sick, so we don't get sick and we probably don't have to see you. Yeah. So thank you, Skora. Thank you both, all three of you actually. So I was joined by Rose Ejay Bempa, who is the chair of SCORA World AIDS Day organizing committee. She's the chair of the committee. Irama Dankwateria, who is UG president for SCORA, and of course Theodore Christian Beledaru, who is the IFMSA liaison officer to student organizations. We're talking about World AIDS Day. It's happening 1st December, but the quiz, of course, is on the 30th of November. We're all going to go to Korle Bu and engage in that, and then on the 1st we'll be at Oxford Street Mall, the Osu Mall, right, at Oxford Street, to get tested for free and engage in some fun activities. Breakfast Daily continues. Don't go anywhere.
Wherever the party today, we step clean, starting on a head of flex, and I use your boy AI. Still bowling, worldwide with it.
Hello everyone, hello beautiful people. My name is Kojo Nchidudu Onafrebe, Mr. Music Man. You're watching City TV. Hey.
Hi, good morning. My name is Michelle Atto. You're tuned into Breakfast Daily on City TV. Good morning.
I know do them anything, yeah. She was saying, if you wish me far and go to hello. What's up, it's your Rockstar Kwame Eugene. Keep watching CTTV Breakfast Daily. Don't go anywhere. Rockstar. Yeah.
Okay, welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily. Now we have a discussion with a gentleman who was singing in the course of the program, and I think he has, quite a few messages came in that he has a fantastic voice. Styling joins us on Breakfast Daily. Good morning, welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Good morning, boss.
You good?
Honored to be here, man. I've always been watching it at home, and now I'm finally here, so it's like I'm really honored.
Hopefully it's one of your favorite programs.
Yeah, it is actually.
My
parents watch it all the time. So.
Your parents watch it all the time?
Yeah,
shout out to your parents. Mention their names. Let's give them some shouts. Okay, look into this camera two.
Mr. and Mrs. Watson. They're definitely watching it right now. I'm telling you.
Good one. Okay, so styling. You did mention Boateng, so I suppose you're Boateng. But what's the full name? Who is styling?
Kweku Opoku Boateng. Yeah, I'm from the Ashanti region. Family of 7, 6 boys, 1 girl, and I actually play football.
6 boys, 1 girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Daddy, what's your daddy say? Shout out to your daddy. 6 boys, 1 girl.
6 boys, 1 girl.
Yeah.
And I'm the 3rd born.
Okay.
And funny enough, is 6 boys, 1 girl, and the last one is actually a girl.
The last one is a girl.
She's a girl.
So daddy was waiting for a girl, though.
It was actually mommy.
Mommy was rather waiting for the girl. Yeah. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Watson. Okay, so that's a fantastic family. You say you play football.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about your football career.
I'm going to make that brief because I don't really want to go into football right now. But yeah, basically I play football. I play for a team in Dubai called Al Nassr.
Oh wow!
But the latter part last year, the contract went a bit south. Just at the final
you play for Al Nassr in Dubai?
Yeah, it's a Division 1 team in Dubai.
I'm stunned. I'm stunned. I mean, it was honestly, right? That was a familiar look. You had a familiar look,
right?
And then, to be honest with you, I honestly did not believe it the first time, of course, background research, I was told, I'm like, maybe not, but it's an honor to have you here. You're saying it's an honor to be with me. I'm saying it's an honor to have you here.
It's an honor to be here.
It's a fantastic team. It's a fantastic team. Anyway, so now let's get into your music career. We'll talk about the football later. I've seen quite a lot of young ladies in the background, like waiting to take pictures with you and stuff. But now let's deal with music.
Right.
So beyond football, how does music come in for you?
Music only started 2016. Basically, I was messing around on Snapchat with my friend called Kwabla Jr. Shout out to Kwabla Jr. of Black Avenue Music. We were just like messing around, and people really loved it. People really loved it, and eventually we get.
So you were just kidding?
We're literally just messing around. We'll find beats online, record it, and just put it out there.
At that time, you were in Ghana, or you were at D Black Studios?
No. I was in Ghana by that time. I was in Ghana by that time. This was before Kwabla got to D Black. It was through this process when D Black spotted us and Kwabla got the deal, and I'm extremely happy for him. And yeah, basically that's how it started through social media. That's how music started for me, and I couldn't really go deep into it because of football. And so
and now do you want to go deeper into it?
I mean, I'm doing it at my own pace. Yeah.
We have quite a few footballers who have also gone into music.
Asamoah
Gyan. So you're like a modern or new age.
Right? I like that.
So you're like how old right now?
I'm 22.
You're 22. Wow,
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you have you have a fantastic football career going on for you, and now music too. You seem to be quite excellent in that regard as well.
Still learning.
So if you had to stick to one, which one would that be then? It's difficult. It's difficult.
It's really difficult. I love both.
But what would your choice be based on? Which one probably has more money, or which one,
more money
has more love?
Actually, both do. But 2 years of doing music, I've realized that the ladies really like music. they really like it's incredible. No wonder like all these artists feel like they are gods when they're on
So
stage.
the ladies really love music.
Yeah.
I mean, not as much as football, but there's
Not as
probably
much
more
as-
money in football than music.
It depends.
It depends.
It depends. It depends on the level where you get to. But the football money can't be compared to music.
In football money can't be compared to it. Fantastic.
But it's not about the money.
But you mentioned the ladies, okay? So now you have a choice between the football money and the ladies' love from music. And I'm surprised this is this is confusing for you. I would have gone for the football money, you know, but you are very confused still, you know. So
well, I'm not confused. I'm just at a stage right now where I'm still playing. I'm still training. I'm training with a team in Ghana called Royal FC. So I'm still like training, and when another door open, I'll.
You know, actually, many doors will open for you. I want you to join us. Since you said ladies love, I want another huge fan that you have, or at least that you just made, Jifa, to join us. Jifa now loves football because you joined us on the show. You know, Jifa, come on. Jifa, we miss you. Auntie Jifa, she hates it when I call her that. Auntie Jifa.
I miss you too.
Yes.
I just squeezed in here.
Yes.
How are you?
So this is styling.
Styling.
You know? Yes. He plays with Al Nassr, which happens to be one of the biggest teams in Dubai.
Wow.
You know, and he also does music.
I must say, you're
So
very
styling with
talented.
Jifa.
You're very, very talented.
Nice meeting you.
How many songs do you have out?
I actually have an EP out.
Nice. Where can we get it?
On Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's doing pretty well. I mean, iTunes streaming and downloading gives you money. So.
And how can we follow you on social media?
Spintex Boy. If it's
Spintex Boy.
Yeah.
Like Spintex. Okay, Spintex Boy.
Spintex Boy.
What inspired?
Representing Spintex.
Is that like a clothing brand?
You live at Spintex, yeah. Spintex Boy. I think styling is cool. Spintex Boy, people will be angry. You are that about already. No. Shatawale lives at East Legon, I hear, but he also says Nima Boy. But you know, but you have to identify with some of us. Mom will be straight.
But there's nothing wrong with being that about as well. There's nothing wrong with it. You should embrace it if you are, but if you're not, so it's cool.
All my friends are that about.
But you've done well for 22. That's amazing. You have a whole life ahead of you. And he didn't say, but he was right in your shoes at your age as well.
Well, playing football?
No, the music bit. He used to roll with EL and the likes.
Yeah,
so,
those were the days.
You have at least 15 years that he can get back ahead of you to achieve a lot. And we wish you the
I want
best
to
of
roll
luck.
with EL. EL used to come and kidnap me. Literally. When I was in secondary school, he would come and kidnap me from my classroom when I was learning. Very bad. Anyway, so Spintex Boy, thank you very much. That's the social media handle. So to get more music from Spintex Boy, that's the social media handle.
Yes, social media handle. And
Follow
of course,
Spintex
if you
Boy.
want to find your music on YouTube, are you on YouTube as well?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
Do we use Spintex Boy or we use your
Styling. Styling's World.
Yeah.
STYLIN.
Yes. What inspires your music?
I don't know. I'll just say, footballers, there's something called Jama. I'm sure you know that. Yeah. So whenever we're in the dressing room and stuff, we do that a lot. So I literally just convert that vibe to music.
Wow. We're proud of you. Thank you. Now, before we say goodbye, we have to say a big happy birthday to Kafui. She's celebrating her birthday today. We're so proud of you. We love you so much, and we look forward to many years of love, happiness, and success.
Yes. So thank you all for joining us. This has been Breakfast Daily with myself, Jifa Ekia. You have to introduce yourself as well. Myself, Jifa. Hey,
Spintex Boy.
When I say myself, Jifa.
Yeah, you are Jifa Ekia. I'm Isaac Global said he's Spintex Boy.
Yes.
Guys, make it a lovely day. The 21st day of November. We have just 9 days to go. Okay, so we need to achieve all those goals. We will see you same time tomorrow. Bye.
World Health Organization warns the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo could well to join Britain's armed forces.